You've probably experienced this before. You're sitting in a meeting, taking an exam, or just enjoying a rare moment of complete silence, and suddenly, your stomach growls, loudly. Loud enough that everyone nearby probably heard it. Most people assume that sound means one thing: you're hungry. But that's not always true. In fact, your stomach can growl even when it isn't asking for food at all. There's even a name for it: borborygmi. And yes, that's a real medical term. It sounds less like a digestive process and more like something a wizard would shout before turning a frog into a teapot. But borborygmi is simply the name for the rumbling, growling, and gurgling sounds produced by your digestive system. So what's actually making that noise? And why does it always seem to happen at the worst possible moment? Your digestive system is in near constant motion. The walls of your stomach and intestines are lined with muscles that contract in a coordinated, wave-like pattern. This movement is called peristalsis. It's the same process that pushes food, liquid, and gas through your digestive tract. And it keeps happening whether or not there's food inside you. When your stomach and intestines are relatively empty, there's nothing to muffle the sound. Air, fluid, and digestive gases move through the space that's left behind. The result is that familiar, hollow, growling noise. Think of it like an empty room. A furnished room absorbs sound. An empty room echoes. Your digestive system works in a surprisingly similar way. But here's something many people don't realize. Even when there's nothing left to digest, your digestive system doesn't simply switch off. It periodically performs a kind of internal cleanup cycle. Wave-like contractions sweep through parts of the digestive tract, helping move leftover material along and preparing the system for the next meal. Those cleanup movements can also contribute to the sounds you hear when your stomach is empty. In other words, some stomach growls aren't announcing hunger, they're announcing housekeeping. Here's where it gets interesting. Your digestive system has its own extensive network of neurons, hundreds of millions of them. So many, in fact, that scientists sometimes refer to this network as a second brain. It's called the enteric nervous system, and although it can operate on its own, it's constantly communicating with your actual brain. That communication runs both ways. When you're anxious, sitting in a meeting, walking into an exam, waiting for an interview, your brain sends signals throughout your body, and those signals can influence digestive activity. For some people, that means more movement. More movement can mean more sound. So the same stress response that makes your palms sweat or your heart beat faster can also make your digestive system a little more active. Your stomach isn't betraying you, it's just connected to the same wiring as the rest of you. But why does it always seem to happen in silence? This part is less biology and more psychology. Your stomach makes these sounds throughout the day, probably far more often than you realize. Most of the time, they're covered up by everything else. Traffic outside, conversations, footsteps, the hum of an air conditioner, your own movement. It's not that your stomach waits for silence before making noise, it's that silence is one of the few moments when anyone can actually hear it. The sound was probably happening an hour ago too. Nobody noticed, including you. And because embarrassing moments are easier to remember than ordinary ones, your brain tends to keep a special record of the times your stomach chose the worst possible audience. So the next time it happens, in a meeting, in an exam, in a silence that suddenly feels very loud, remember, it's not a malfunction. It's not necessarily hunger, and it's definitely not your body trying to embarrass you. It's simply a normal biological process that's been running quietly in the background all day. It just finally got an audience. That's human source code. Have you ever been almost asleep when your entire body suddenly jerks awake, as if you just missed a step or fell off a cliff? Next time, we'll explain why your brain does that. See you there.